brand new Samsung Galaxy Watch 7 Ultra, and this is the Apple Watch. In today's video, we're going to compare how accurate they are for fitness tracking, the software experience, and the battery life throughout the day. This is Samsung's first year creating an Ultra lineup for their smartwatches, and it definitely looks different than any of their previous models. It has a square design with a pretty significant bezel surrounding a circular display. I feel like they kept the display circular so they wouldn't have to update the entire UI. It looks similar to the Apple Watch Ultra, and the screen size is the same, but it's actually a little bit bigger on the wrist because of how thick it is. I do feel like that thickness is going to lead to added durability, and this product is made for like the endurance athlete, the triathlete. You can obviously wear it if you're not that person, but I feel like it's really catering towards that market, especially with the more expensive price tag and all of the fitness features that we're going to try throughout the day. The first one is improved heart rate accuracy with strength training. On a trend more right now, the Samsung Galaxy Watch Ultra 2 has 13 sensors now instead of 4 for heart rate tracking, so that should lead to more accurate heart rate tracking. The Apple Watch Ultra also has improved heart rate tracking over their baseline model, and that's important especially if you do a lot of zone workouts like me. Like my main cardio workout is oscillating between zone 2, zone 3, and zone 4. So I'm going to test out them both right now by starting a workout. To start a workout on the Samsung Galaxy Watch Ultra, I'm gonna hit the button here, and then I'm going to scroll down, and there's actually a running coach built in that can help you train for things. For now, I'm going to scroll through to the treadmill workout, and then on the Apple Watch Ultra, same thing, hit the action button and hit indoor run, and they're both gonna start. And the Samsung Galaxy Watch Ultra will show you your different zones at the bottom here versus the Apple Watch Ultra, which shows it at the top. And the Samsung Galaxy Watch Ultra let me know that the GPS hadn't been triggered yet. We'll talk more about GPS tracking when we go on an outdoor run because there's a new feature there that's worth knowing. But for an indoor run, you're mainly just tracking your heart rate, the temperature of your body that it can then use for its recovery score, and how many calories you're burning. When I'm in the gym, the main workout that I'm doing is cardio for the first half and then the strength training for the second. And strength training is notoriously very difficult to track because there's so much movement, and so Samsung specifically focused on that with the amount of sensors, but then also the orientation. It's now in a T shape, so the tracking should be better than last year's Samsung Galaxy Watch 6 and Watch 6 Classic. Something that is definitely worse though is the fact that there is no rotating bezel. It's one of my favorite features that the Watch 6 Classic has. It's like this physical hardware piece, it rotates. On the Ultra, you have a digital version of it, which kind of works, but honestly, it's so counterintuitive that I almost just prefer like physically scrolling, but if it was like a hardware button here, it would feel amazing. And speaking of, the energy score thing that just came up, that's another new feature that Samsung's adding here. So in addition to adding new sensors and completely changing the hardware, like the way that they're delivering the fitness tracking, they're also adding all of their artificial intelligence features of like processing your health data, because a common criticism that a lot of wearables have is that they give you a lot of data, but it's not necessarily actionable data, so then you just know a lot of things, but you don't know how to improve. And so hopefully with these insights, there will be more room for actually taking action on what it's saying. So it will be like, you really slept well last night, kill it at the gym, or your sleep was tragic, maybe do a lighter workout. We'll see how that actually works in real day-to-day life. The Apple Watch Ultra does not have a feature that's like that. The Oura Ring does, and actually our next video that we're making is the new Samsung Ring versus the Oura Ring. So we've been testing that throughout the day, and it's coming. It is now 1:59 p.m. To give us like a battery starting point, the Apple Watch Ultra is at 87%, and the Samsung Galaxy Watch is at 73%. So since it's the launch day of this product, the battery life may be more variable than it will be over time, but we'll keep checking in on that battery life throughout the day. And we're gonna head to lunch right now. Let's go. It's 2:27 p.m. The Apple Watch is at 85% battery life. The Samsung Galaxy Watch Ultra is at 70% battery life. We have a salmon sushi bowl and a decaf iced coffee in front of us for lunch. So the operating systems are different. For Apple, it's watchOS, and then for the Samsung Galaxy Watch Ultra, it is Wear OS. This is the first year that they've really deepened their partnership with Android OS as well. I still think that Apple's operating system is a lot better. A lot of the things on Wear OS feel really counterintuitive for me, like how to access the apps, but then the fact that the apps are in one area, but then like the scroll through with the rotating bezels in a separate area, that feels like a completely different OS. Like they don't visually look very similar to me. Whereas in the Apple Watch, I feel like everything looks more cohesive and it's a little bit more responsive. Apple also added a new chip this year called the S9 chip to the Apple Watch Ultra 2, and that chip enabled better Siri support on device, so you could ask it questions without it having to like ping to the cloud. Siri is still not great. With their new announcements at Apple WWDC, their integration with OpenAI, there potentially will be a lot of Siri improvements through ChatGPT and OpenAI, and then also separate from that, a lot of Siri improvemements just through Apple. So in the next watchOS update, things may get better. For now, Siri is okay and definitely better because of the S9 chip, but not stellar by any means. Bixby, also not stellar, but Google Assistant is really great, and Google and Samsung are partnering very heavily on both the watch, but then also like Android and Gemini integration into like Samsung phones. So if you have multiple products in the ecosystem, it will all start to kind of come together in a magic way. We actually just did a video last month where I switched every product in my life to like the Samsung version. They did pick great durable materials for the watch face. It's a sapphire crystal display, and I think that's great because there are gonna be a lot of athletes that use this during like contact sports, whether it be like lacrosse or football or basketball, which I'm going to play right now. It's 6:55 p.m. I just got hit with like an overwhelming just love for New York. This is right by Central Park right now. I'm gonna rent a bike because the Samsung Galaxy Watch Ultra got a lot of cycling updates, and the Apple Watch Ultra 2 already has a lot of cycling updates. If you've been a subscriber to the channel for a while, you'll know that 4 months ago, I taught myself how to ride a bike for the first time. And I was terrible and like really bad that I then came back like 2 days later and rode like 7 miles just to kind of get the hang of it and like prove to myself I can do it. So we'll see. It's been a couple months since that day. I'm gonna try to get back on it and ride a little bit more, and I brought a helmet because safety first. We're out here filming right now, and we just met. What's your name?
My name's Zale.
Thanks so much for watching the video. It's so great to meet you. That's so dope. Love that. That last bike was tragically broken, and now there are 0 bikes left. I guess everyone's just out and about enjoying the magic that is Central Park at sunset, so can't blame them, but I'm very disappointed because I really wanted to test out these features right now because there are so many new ones. For example, there's maximum cycling sustained power tracking. So traditionally in the past, in order to get this type of tracking, you would need to bike for a very long period of time. With the Watch Ultra now, you can do it in a 10-minute or less period. That's great, especially if you're cycling competitively. There's also dual band GPS, which the Apple Watch Ultra also has, and this changes the game for tracking runs or bike rides because a lot of the times GPS accuracy will get hit, especially in New York City with like very tall buildings if there's only one band. But having dual band means that you kind of double your chances of getting an accurate route. And unlike the Apple Watch Ultra, which will just kind of start the workout right away, the Samsung Galaxy Watch Ultra will intuitively know that if you're doing a run, you probably want the dual band GPS, and it will tell you like, hey, wait, dual band GPS is not activated yet, and then once it does activate, you're good to go. The other new feature is a race against yourself feature, where if you do the same run over and over, like for example, I always run the same route in Central Park, it will then say, hey, you've done this run a lot, here's how you've compared in terms of timing to your past 5 runs. I think that's really cool. It's now 7:49 p.m. The Apple Watch Ultra 2 is at 72%, and the Samsung Galaxy Watch 7 Ultra is at 59%. The battery life right now is better on the Apple Watch Ultra 2, like it's losing less percentage for time. The thing with battery life, especially on Samsung products, is I found that it gets better over time, so we'll revisit that as I keep using the product. The next thing that's worth testing is the sleep tracking, because Samsung has added an extensive list of sleep features, from the ability to detect sleep apnea and the ability to track other like stages of your sleep. So I'm gonna go to bed shortly after we finish some work on this video with the new Samsung Galaxy Watch Ultra, the new Ring from them, and the new Apple Watch Ultra 2, and we'll compare how accurate the sleep analysis is. It is now the morning. I slept with both of these last night and the Ring, and an interesting insight is that I think that the Ring overrode the watch for sleep data, because when I go to the Samsung Health page, if I hit the watch icon, there's no button here that says sleep, but if I swipe over to the Ring, then there is a button that says sleep, and that will show me the data. So that's why I feel like it only tracked the Ring and not the watch. The Apple Watch did track my sleep though, and it said that I was in bed for 8 hours and 20 minutes and slept 7 hours and 10 minutes. So that's very close to what the Ring said. The Ring said 7 hours and 7 minutes. What I will say is I like that the Samsung Health app updated right away. For the Apple Watch Health app, it actually didn't update with my sleep data for the first hour of the day, and I thought maybe it didn't track, and then all of a sudden it appeared once it hit like 8 a.m. and asked if I was awake. I think that if you're on the Android side of things, the Samsung Galaxy Watch Ultra is actually maybe the best purchase now if you want like a high-end watch, because it's very durable, it has long battery life, and it tracks a lot of different health metrics, especially with the increase in sensors. If you're on the Apple side of things, the Apple Watch Ultra is still the go-to. The price difference makes the Samsung Watch really compelling. In a lot of ways, it kind of feels like they copied Apple from the orange to the button to the name. But I think that copying, if you're copying the right things, is not a bad thing. It just means that we as consumers get more options. So if you want to consider other options though, Google makes a watch that's similar but a lot more affordable. So I'll link that day in life video right here. Or if you want to see other features that the Apple Watch Ultra has, like precision GPS Find My, you can click that video right here. Thank you so much for watching this one, and I will hopefully see you in one of those videos. Bye.